G'day guys, hope you're well, and yeah, I wanted to go through and just show you a couple of things that I use at the moment to, I guess, help me to be patient in the markets. It's definitely a time of patience from my view. There's been a really nice run lately of some very successful, profitable trades. It's been a good run for the last few weeks actually. I'm still long Bitcoin from the breakout back here, as you can see that point at which we broke up. I got long here, and my stop is now dragged up to here, so I got a good $900 odd locked in there. Nice. That's on margin too, so happy with that. So I mean, a couple of things. First of all, for those of you who have booked, I look forward to coming and taking you through the course. It's going to be a lot of fun. I love doing these types of events. And look, I've been spending this week working through adding some little bits and pieces in. So look, if you have done the courses before, don't worry, come along anyway. We've got a special promotion for you guys. If you haven't, then come along as well. You will get the online versions of the courses for life also. But basically, I think the important thing really to note is that I am mixing things up. I am adding in some things that I've learnt in the last 15 months since I wrote those courses. At the time, I hadn't been trading crypto for as long as what I have been now. So there are some things that I have picked up, and I am going to be adding them in based on your feedback. So if you haven't already, get to the website, tradercobb.com. You'll see a little bar there. Get yourself registered and come along. Aside from that, so what I wanted to show you is this. This is where on live trading floor and VIP each day, I do a scan. These are all my margin options. All right, now, as much as I won't margin trade all of them, for example, I won't trade EDU. Look how thin that is. I can't get a trade on that. I even had, believe it or not, where is it? EOS Bitcoin. Earlier in the week, yeah, there you go. Look, I had this in here. I actually went into the BitMEX chart and raised an order. Without looking at the actual, the size of the trades going through. Now, of course, I ended up looking at it and going, oh, geez, the size of my trade it far outweighed everything else. And that's not me saying, hey, I'm, Billy Big Dick who's got all this money and yeah. That's not the objective of my comment here. It's about how little it's traded on BitMEX. Couldn't believe it. Just couldn't believe how small, how thin that was on BitMEX. The breakout worked phenomenally well, of course, and then there's another option here to trade a cradle on the 4 hour. Look, beautiful little pullback in there. Unfortunately, I didn't get either of them. But again, a really nice little breakout. So many good trends at the moment. That's the one thing that I'm really enjoying at the minute. Now let's have a look. If we look across these US dollar pairs, this is how I use this, right? So if you're in the VIP and live trading floor Slack group, you'll have all these lists already. You can see here, these are all relatively large market cap coins. Bitcoin, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, Zcash, blah, 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 blah. Away we go. There are a couple of exceptions. OMG doesn't have that much liquidity on Bitfinex, to be fair. I don't like to have a chart so gappy as this. But for the most part, it gives you a really good snapshot of what's going on across the market. And that's what I want to use it for with you now. It's a snapshot. Because if you look at this now, there's not a great deal that is up or down. Now keep in mind, the daily candles close, at 10 a.m. Sydney time in the morning. All right. So over the entire period of this day thus far, very little has been going on. Now, what can we take from that? Well, I believe the market is it's waiting. It's waiting to see what we're going to do next. Of course, yesterday was a big day of news for cryptocurrencies with the whole Libra thing, Facebook news, blah, 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 blah. It was all going on. Today, I think the dust is just settling a little bit. Now, will that start to mean in the coming days and weeks, will we start to see Bitcoin's price increase? Well, I'll tell you who might have a good idea of that. I think it would be the ones like Coinbase, some of these big exchanges that do fiat on-ramps. They're the ones that are going to know what is coming, because they're the ones that will see the how many new accounts have been opened. Now, that little bit of data right there would be very, very valuable, because if those accounts are being opened and doing their KYC right now, then it will probably be in the latter part of this week where the money will actually start to come in, and it usually starts with Bitcoin. But with that being, whilst putting that aside, I want to show you a couple of other things that I'm seeing here on Bitcoin here. We are consolidating. There is no doubt about that. it's not a consolidation that I can actually trade a breakout of. Look, if it breaks above and we're convergent and pullbacks in, absolutely, not a problem at all. Have a look at Ethereum. Again, a strong level of resistance. Let me throw this up on the daily. A strong resistance level here. If I take you through Bitcoin Cash, resistance ahead. XRP, resistance up here ahead. Also on Cardano, which is not here, there's resistance ahead on Cardano as well. There's a lot of resistance around at the moment. There's a lot out there in the market that is still waiting to know where to next. So it's a really, really good time to be taking a little step back, okay, waiting and seeing what comes of tomorrow. All right, getting yourself in the position where you're ready to move on the next move. So guys, have a fantastic evening, morning, day, wherever you are. If you haven't registered for the live courses coming up, then please do. The registration, it's quite simply put there because we want to know the demand in each city. Very, very straightforward. We want to get an understanding for where we're going to go next based on demand. You have a fantastic day. I'll speak to you again soon. Bye for now.